got the shit in the bag. I can't lose, can't fail. So I might as well. Said I got this thing in the bag. I can't lose, can't fail. So I might as well. Said I got this thing in the bag. I can't lose, can't fail. So I might as well shoot my shot. I might as well shoot my shot. Look.
Yo, check me out. Welcome to the episode 10 of the Randy Wilson podcast. I'm your host, Randy Wilson, and before we get into today's guests, I want to first give out some thank yous. Thank you to WCVE, which is now becoming VPM, standing for Virginia's Home for Public Media, for agreeing to have me as a feature on their Instagram coming up in September. I really appreciate the support. They will be highlighting my work in the mental health field and my entrepreneurial efforts as a podcaster, just trying to deepen my foot in the game. So I definitely want to show love and starting this podcast out. I also want to thank all the supporters who have liked, shared, subscribed, or posted in any relationship to my podcast. You're extremely appreciated. There are a lot of there's a lot of artists out there right now that's reached out and expressed interest in being a part of the podcast, and I really appreciate that. And I think that's a great segue to me just explaining the position that I'm in right now with the podcast, because obviously I want to produce as much content as possible, but, of course it takes money. So, your willingness and desire to be a part of the podcast is extremely appreciated, and I'm forever grateful. But be patient with me in the process because it takes money. And opportunities from sponsors are welcome, At the same time, I'm interested in podcasting with people that I also potentially can do business with. So it's an investment in time and money. And for our collective development, there's ways that I can produce more content, but I'm going to need, your support in actually being a contributor. So thank you for the likes. Thank you for the shares. But, make the recommendations also to your employers, because I have a very strong skill set in advertising and marketing and speaking, consulting. So there may be a way that the podcast can help you also, other than just receiving content. Maybe we can do business. But it's truly humbling to, again, have so many people reaching out to be supportive. Remember that this podcast can be listened to on all podcast channels and viewed on YouTube. So please go check me out and subscribe. Subscribing helps. I need that. So please subscribe. This is another Full Motion Media product. Derek Wright is the owner of Full Motion Media, and he does great work. There's been a lot of people out there who have been speaking about how impressed they are with the podcast. So again, I'm definitely promoting him, and I'm promoting Full Motion Media. I'm also promoting Too Tall Visuals and Journey 7 Media, because collectively they all support me in my efforts. All right, enough of that. Moving on now to today's guest. For artists, I'm inspired to use the word of our guest today, whom I think is a walking dictionary. Thesaurus, wordsmith. To become a better writer, take your heart out of your chest and squeeze it. Yeah. Nickelus F., hip-hop artist, songwriter, producer, from Richmond, Virginia, but worldly inspired, because if I understand correctly, you had some early influences in German culture. Actually lived in Germany. Yeah. And you also have lived in a part of my neck of the woods. It sounds like Charlotte, North Carolina?
No, Charlottesville.
Charlottesville. Dang. Okay. So at what age you moved to Richmond?
I moved to Richmond in 98.
Okay. Yeah. I came to Richmond in 2003.
Yeah.
In 2000, let's just go back to 2000. Let me first go ahead and give you this intro, okay? Let's go back to 2000. Nick was featured in the Source magazine as the unsigned hype. Mm-hmm. If I'm correct, I think there was a time where there was a battle. There may have been about 200, 300 MCs. I don't know, but he was in the top 2. Mm-hmm. So I'm not, I'm going to want to learn today to get, kind of get familiar with where it all started, but that's very well documented there at 2000, okay? Mm-hmm. So we're going to, let me move on a few years. We'll go to a lot of people out there listening to the podcast. are familiar with Nickelus F. I mean, he's arguably he's everything to Virginia when it comes to hip hop. Like if you're a Virginia follower of music in hip hop, you know Nickelus F. But just if you don't know Nickelus F, okay, let me kind of educate you and bring you in on the foundation here of this guy, because I don't care right now if you stop watching this video and stop listening to this podcast to go to YouTube and look at the countless years of music and content that he's brought. Because then you may want to come back around to my podcast and give it the respect and attention that it deserves. You may need to do that. So that's okay. Appreciate it.
I like that.
I mean, because in order, like a lot of people, I'm from North Carolina and I've lived in different places. So a lot of people who followed up the podcast who know me follow partly because of me. But if you want to know my guest, do your research, because every one of the guests I brought to the podcast have some substantial success, okay? And I'm telling you, as I introduce this artist, I'm not trying to show favoritism or be unfair or disrespectful to any artist, because I love all art. It's all about where you look and where you're sitting and how you see it. I'm giving you my personal opinion, which is my personal professional opinion, that you haven't seen an artist on my platform like Nickelus F, okay? You just haven't, all right? So go to YouTube, go check him out if that's what you need to do first, and then come back around, because then for real, you'll get more value from the podcast. I want you to get familiar with my guest. But I'm gonna move on. So I'm gonna move on to like 2007. Some people are familiar with Nickelus F because he went 7 weeks in a row on BET, 106 in Park, Freestyle Friday. 7 weeks in a row, they put him in the Hall of Fame. Okay, and I'm using that as a foundation because it's important for the audience here to understand the credentials, okay? That's 2007. That's a 7-year span from 2000 to 2007. And to kind of polish up the credentials before I get into the meat of Nickelus F, for some of you who are listening, who follow mainstream media a lot, it's important to you, it's really important to you to know that this guy has been on music with Drake. Now, look, unless you're a celebrity that knows Drake, there's no one following this podcast right now that knows anybody who's done music with Drake. Okay? You don't know anybody who's done music with Drake. Okay? So regardless if he's doing music with Drake now, the fact is he's done music with Drake. Okay? So again, are you understanding the importance of why I want you to listen to this podcast? Because you don't know anybody like that. Now, recently, Nick's dropped an album, Gold Mine Volume 1. So I'm anticipating more volumes to come. And I'm beginning to wonder, Nick, how many lost tapes you have in your gold mine?
A lot.
I mean, it's crazy. I'm a shameless plug. I was preparing for the interview, and I was feeling bad because I was out back in June. He dropped the gold mine on Bandcamp, and I felt like, damn, I don't know what that is. Like, I don't know what Bandcamp is. So I felt cheap, honestly, as a fan, because I didn't know how to get to it, and it didn't just seem like, I just wasn't familiar with it. Mm-hmm. But I learned that Bandcamp is an app, it's a site, it's a place where you can go get music to support your artist, and more money goes directly to the artist. Mm-hmm. So I was pissed off, but then, I found it on Spotify, so I was able to really get into the gold mine. For all of you out there who's following music platforms, go check out the Gold Mine Volume 1 right now. It's an amazing album. I mean, it's ridiculous. And we're going to get into a little bit about that. It's just amazing following Nick's social media, how much music he has. And how much music that he's not released. My favorite album is Stuck at the moment. But the discography is crazy with albums such as Trifling, Trick Dice. Let me ask you this, because I don't want to pronounce this wrong. I also know you as Petey. Mm-hmm. Is PT, or is it Petey?
Petey.
Yeah, I just didn't want.
PT is Petey.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Because like people get on to me because sometimes they like, listen, man.
Yeah, you
sometimes
know,
I don't.
have,
Sometimes I don't talk black enough for people. Sometimes like they like, man, what you mean PT? All right.
No,
So,
I've actually had people say PT, and I've known they were referencing the PT, but it's PD.
okay. Vices,
Yeah.
faces, go time, heathen. Look, man, thank you for the body of work that you've put out there. B stands for burglars. Let me drop another shameless plug. I'm hardcore studying the best people who interview. So remember I told you, because one day people are going to be like, yo, them intros were dope. I think Sway in the Morning does the best on the mainstream market, but I'm coming. Like these intros, I mean, I'm putting serious work into listening to artist music when I'm in the gym, cutting the grass, in the shower. Like, I'm listening to music hard. So I make sure that when I make these introductions, you know, people recognize. So again, if you need to go to YouTube. While you at it, check out some of the previous podcasts as well, all right? All right. Roll, man, bro. You put out a mile with your tongue? Oh man! I mean, I'm just speaking to the raw. I'm speaking to the rawness of the music, bro. And I'm gonna throw some bars at you while I'm here today.
Look, it took me a second to catch it. I know that one though. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I just like I'm a play around with you, man. Like, yo, I'm like, oh man, that's about how raw he is, though, man.
Nah, yeah, that's a fact.
Did I say he got a mural in the city of Richmond? I didn't say that. I'm gonna go take a picture in front of it for you all. Yo, come visit our city. He got a mural, and he's had it there for a while.
Yeah, 2014.
Oof.
Something like that. Maybe it was 2016, or 15. Something like that. I gotta check my IG.
Yo, he got so much going on, man. AKA PD, AKA Bison Bedford, AKA Sweet PD, AKA Jellyfish Jones, Horse Hard Body. Like, dang. I mean, bro, so many aliases, man. Can you tell me a little bit about that? Like,
I don't know. I like coming up with names. I think it's kind of funny.
Yeah.
And then I kind of grew up in that era. Like, the rappers that I like, they had multiple names. You had Raekwon, but he was also Lex Diamonds. You had Ghostface Killer, but he was also Tony Starks. And so, like, I'm from the comic book era, Kung Fu era.
Okay.
You feel what I'm saying? So, like, the whole Nickelus F is off of Nick Fury.
Yeah.
And so it's just, like, only natural I'm going to come up with more names. Like, we left some out. Gomez Garfunkel.
Yeah.
You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Percival Luger, too. Like, we got them.
Yo, why did you drop the Fury?
Just being young, yo. So I tried to get the name copywritten, right? Because I didn't know, like, I mean, Marvel wasn't putting out movies like that and all that. And I couldn't get the name. Like, I couldn't get rights to the name. So I just tried to, like, switch it up some. But, like, in hindsight, I could have just kept the name Nick Fury and just keep running with it. Like, I still be playing around with it, though. I might drop some Nick Fury shit.
Oh, I'm sure you got some Nick Fury shit. Did you ain't even dropped yet?
Yeah, I do actually have some.
Yo, for artists and fans that are familiar with you, I could easily start in talking about you, about your music, but you're such an eclectic artist that you have a voice that can cross over to other genres of music. I can see you, hip-hop, it has rock, and amazingly, I feel like as your voice is changing, it's beginning to show some R&B flares too. And and as an artist, I think that one of the greatest gifts that you have is your voice, your sound, your pitch, your tone, your approach to the music. Like I said, wordsmith of an artist, and arguably can enter any artist top 5. If you know, everyone is not gonna know you, but if you go pay attention to the content, it's a reason why I'm telling you he's a walking dictionary. So Nick, I want to start this interview off right by giving you something. However, I have a question for you.
All right.
What's your favorite bourbon?
Jameson.
Okay, I like Jameson.
Oh well, that's not a bourbon. That's a whiskey.
Yeah,
but it's brown.
It's an F. Yeah, I'm a bourbon and Scotch guy.
Okay.
And I struggle between it depends on how chalky or the bite. I love Hennessy, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
but
love Hennessy, of course.
Jim Beam. I'm a Jim Beam guy. Woodford a lot.
Woodford is great. I love Bullet.
Yeah.
Love Bullet bourbon.
Bullet sometimes leave me in the spaces that your music speaks to. Sometimes it does, man. But I'm gonna put you on something, okay? I'm gonna put you on something that you didn't say most people don't know. First off, I'm a fan of your music. So when I listen to your music, I think part of the reason why it grows with me, and as you get older and I get older and we're the same generation, and as your music evolves, the stories and the things that you say and the things that you talk about, a lot of it is very relatable to at least how I think or how I approach life. Not comparing myself, but your music speaks to a part of my lifestyle in my past. So I knew you love bourbon.
Yeah,
all right.
that's a fact.
Now, this company doesn't give me anything. They need to, though, okay? Maybe you can help me out with that, all right?
Yeah.
I'm telling you now that this bourbon I'm getting ready to give you is going to be your next favorite bourbon. No doubt about it. Yeah, and it ain't even that expensive. It's a $30 bottle. I mean, it's not nothing crazy because people be like on that Blanton's, and I like Blanton's. It's a $60 bottle.
I taste it on air.
Please, yeah. I was going to bring glasses, but I was also trying to be professional. I could see myself going, so I was like, let me just wait. But
It's all good,
yo,
man.
there's more to come with it, man. I'd love to share with you. I'm telling you, this. You tell me. You go ahead. Let's let them know. You tell us. He's getting the full.
Oh,
He's
yeah.
getting. Oh, word.
Perfect.
Thanks, man. Appreciate that. You tell me. That's good. You tell me. We can make a toast then. We make a toast. But I'm gonna tell you, like, yo, this is this is the best.
I
And
like rye whiskey.
and it's 100. You know, I only do 100.
Yeah.
I think I'll be 100, man. 100% effort, 100% commitment, 100% work, and my alcohol gotta be 100%.
100 proof.
Yeah, Bullet is a Bullet 100? The
I don't
Bullet
know,
be messing
probably.
with me, man.
I don't know. I love Bullet though.
I'm
Good.
not a big on Bullet. I ain't had the best experiences, but I like Raw
Yeah.
for sure.
Rye's good.
But this is to you,
Thank you.
and you let us know, man. You let them know.
Yeah, it's good.
Yeah, man. Just look.
You always gotta take that breath afterwards. That's where those extra nodes come in.
Yeah. Yo, man, I'm telling you now, I've had a lot of fun with that, and everybody I put on,
That's good.
they came back to me and be like, yo, that's it, man. That's it. So, yo, what's that? It's called James and Pepper, 1776 straight whiskey rye.
like
Yo,
it.
you can't find it at every ABC store. You gotta, like, if you in Richmond, you gotta drive out Hall Street to, like, Brandon Mill. The problem is everyone don't know, but I'm putting you on. I'm letting you know.
Shout out to them.
Shout out to ABC. All right. So look, I made the introduction about Drake. I'm not gonna talk about Drake in this interview. First off, the question I have for you though, one question about Drake, and it's not really about Drake, but you know, I would imagine being interviewed as many times as you have, and people knowing that about your career, like. I guess my question is, does it ever get aggravating for people to ask you about Drake, or do you embrace it as as a real positive thing that's been a contributor to your career? That's really my question, because everyone knows, or they're learning that you have a background with Drake.
Yeah.
You know, so that's my first question.
Yeah. I guess I would say like over the years, it's kind of like changed. You know, there were times when it was kind of tough, and then there are times when you just like embrace it, and like now it's just like part of my story. You know what I'm saying? And it's like pretty cool to have connection with like one of the biggest artists of our lifetime.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Like, so to even be able to say that I have any sort of connection to that sort of legacy is really dope. And I feel like what I'm creating, like when people delve into my world, they're gonna be like, "Oh shit,
yeah,
this is crazy! Like this is a special little nook over here."
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
So that's the way I look at it is that, I mean, you're doing music with Drake, what, like 8 to 10 years into your career? Is that fair to say?
Probably later than that. I mean,
Okay.
I mean, a career, yeah. I guess you could say career, yeah.
So the way I look at it, and the way I would like our audience to see this as they learn about you, for those who are learning about you, if he did music with Drake and he was, let's just say, 8 to 10 years in his career, what you have to see there in learning about this artist, that at the foundation, at the core of Drake's career, You know, the foundation. That was Drake. You've been rapping longer than Drake, at least in, you know. So, what they had in common at the foundation. We not talking about the money. We not talking about the lifestyle. I'm talking about the bars.
Mm-hmm.
The bars to me.
We made some really good
Yeah,
shit together.
That's what I think is gonna help the audience understand. Like, we're not talking about Drake. I just want you to understand that this is a man that had the bars to be in the booth with Drake. Mm-hmm. Most artists in Hollywood can't even get in the booth with Drake.
Yeah.
And then shout out to Drake. I'm not a super Drake fan, so I'm not overly. I mean, I'm a Drake fan. You got to be. I mean, I like Drake, but you know, I like a lot of other people too, man. I feel like they'd be hard on Drake, man.
They are. They definitely got to give that man more. I mean, he gets a lot of props, but they got to give him more props than they give him for the raps. Like,
his bars and
he's nice.
He's a complete artist. He can sing.
Yeah, he's nice.
What are a couple of things that people don't really know about you?
I hate turkey bacon. Absolutely despise it. Like, and I'm not saying you go out and eat the swine, but like, fuck the turkey bacon. I also love the smell of gasoline and lit matches. Not together, but I love the
oh
smells.
My goodness.
That's something people don't know about me.
You recently said that you like documentaries too.
I love documentaries.
What kind?
Everything. Yo, I like to nerd out about things. So like I get on a subject or a topic and I just like to just sponge everything I can about it. Mm-hmm. So it's just like it don't matter what it is. Like I just be wanting the information because it's all kind of like my process with recording and writing. I'm always listening and taking in content, reference points, something in history, whatever it is. It's this constant input. The thing is, all throughout the day, we're getting nothing but input, right? Mm-hmm. Like, regardless of if you want it or not. Yeah. So, knowing that, I just decided that all of my input is just going to just be, like, information.
So that's how you get in your creative. I mean, you're always in your creative space because you're always.
Yeah, even if I'm not writing, I'm still creating somehow because I'm just like I'm taking it in. Like, I listen to a lot of podcasts. I watch a lot of documentaries. Watch a lot of movies. Watch a lot of battles. Listen to a lot of music. I just like take in a lot.
You read a lot of books.
I read a lot of books too.
Talk to me.
My library is kind of crazy.
What kind of books do you read?
I like all kinds of books. Some of my favorite books are by Charles Bukowski. He's just like a super. The way he like describes regular life and interactions with women is just next level. And he's also like probably like my favorite poet too, like one of them. Really raw. He's like that old dude in the bar with the cigarette in his mouth. Been through a few divorces. Like he just got that feel to him, and that's how that's the lens that he like speaks about life through. Mm-hmm. So I really like him. Also like I like history books. Like I got this crazy ass book on Manson. Just like the way they set the backdrop up of just like the time period that they're talking about is just really cool. But I mean, of course, like the 48 Laws and stuff like that, and everything.
Early, was you as a child? Was you a good student? Like, did you like reading in school?
Yeah. So I was a decent student. Like, well, hold on. In terms of behavior, I was a decent student. I used to get in trouble about stupid stuff, but I enjoyed school.
Got you.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. It wasn't like I don't want to be here sort of thing. Yeah. I was just like hyper. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And I talked too much, and I always had a joke.
The thing I don't like about school is that when it comes to addressing and dealing with behavior, kids sometimes get mislabeled. They get mislabeled because they like to talk.
Yeah.
I've liked to talk my whole life. Yeah. Now I'm podcasting. That's what I do. I enjoy talking.
Yeah. I feel like I got mislabeled as a child, and like a lot of the things that they said I was bad for, I wasn't really bad for. They just like, you know what I mean? But yeah, I did good in school. I always enjoyed reading. Like I came up with the comic books crazy. Still got my comic book collection. Collected cards. You know what I'm saying?
Sports cards?
Like, yeah, sports card.
You still got them?
Upper Deck, Fleer.
Yeah, I got all
Tops, like all them joints.
Hoops,
Yo.
Ultra.
Yeah, hoops. Yeah,
The holograms.
Ultra,
Yo,
yeah,
I'm trying to get mine off, man. I'm ready to sell them.
For real?
Yeah.
I've been taking mine and scanning them into my computer, and it's like, I think I'm gonna like do some sort of collage art with them or something.
Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah.
You come up with some crazy idea or something, man. I mean, I bet I got 100 Michael Jordan cards.
For real. I stopped collecting basketball cards, man. I had this heartbreaking experience, man. So like I used to bring my trading card book to school, right? And I'd have my joints in the plastic, you know what I mean? Like you flip through, see the stats on the back, you know what I mean? I got all my Jordans, like, so I had like, you know, Jordan was everything to us. So like I had a whole Bulls section, and I had all my Jordans, man. Somebody got me from my joint, and I was just like done with the cards.
You was done with basketball cards at that point?
Yeah, I started drawing my own comics at that point.
Man, so that I almost want to go two different places. So back to being a student though, was reading interesting to you at that age?
Yeah.
It was?
Yeah, I was always into reading. Like my parents had to buy me like a lamp light for the book because I read a lot of
I'm
books.
always amazed with people like you, man. My wife's like that also. Like, I mean, I like getting information fast, and so I feel like with reading, I read, but I don't have the patience to sometimes like get into it and read like a book.
See, that's the thing. Like, it really doesn't require patience when you just gotta let your mind go there, right? Yeah. So it's all theater of the mind, and so when you're not thinking about I'm reading. That's what it is.
And you can actually get a visual story.
Yeah, it's like
in your
when
head.
you're not looking at the words on the page. Because I'll read and I'll be pages later and I won't even realize how many pages it was because I don't even necessarily see the words.
You get lost in it for real.
My mind be there.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? So I've always enjoyed books. Like I'm the nigga that goes to the library and I get the free books that they give away for free. Like I check through them and I grab shit. Like I got a nice little library.
But so I bring this up to listeners and artists and people who are attempting to continue to develop through the artistry. I knew that he was a reader because I've studied him, but I've also seen him in Starbucks reading. Man, like they're just like dang, like crazy, I don't know a lot of brothers that read, man, for real. Yeah. Like, and I think that's a big deal.
But I like to consider myself a writer.
Yes.
So how can you call yourself a writer if you're not a reader? You gotta.
So are you really a writer of children's books?
Hey, I've got plans, yo. Jellyfish Jones is something I got planned, and it's gonna be for children. You know what I mean?
You're a full-time artist, am I correct?
Yeah. Well, I've actually just started doing some freelance work.
Yeah.
Some copywriting, still writing.
Yeah, because I mean,
strategy.
With your skill set.
Mm-hmm.
One of the challenges I face with people on the podcast, well, at least people who we discuss coming on the podcast, is that this is about communication. Mm-hmm. A lot of artists are decent rappers or artists, but they're not always good communicators, like when it comes to conversation, right? So I say all that to say that I want the audience to understand that the artists that come up here are way more than artists. We talk about music, but we also talk about a lot of other things. And Nick is one of those artists where I want to learn and ask this question, but in my mind, well, I know he's a songwriter, producer, I know you're an artist, but your skill set, which allows you to write children's books or write books, what other things can you do with your artistry that can be like other vehicles for your brand? Like voiceovers or commercials or is acting in the future? Yeah,
well, I'm a creative, right? And like an actual creative though. It's who I am, it's what I am. So like I've learned all these tools to get my ideas across. So I'll do graphic design. I'll shoot and edit video. I'll produce a record from scratch. Like most everything that I created has just come from a thought. As of Vice is on, when I started producing my own music, everything just came from a thought. I might have feel a certain way. Then I can go find a sample that kind of puts me in that mood. Then I'll chop that sample up and make a beat out of it. Then I record the song. Then later it's like, okay, I got a video idea for that. I can do the video. Hey, I might have a shirt based off of that idea. Design a shirt. Whatever. Like, my whole thing was this being able to be creatively free and not having to lean on somebody else. I do want to work more with other people, though, because the workload is a lot and it kind of slows me up.
It don't look like it when you got lost tapes and gold mines of albums.
Yeah, well, we'll see, and that's part of the reason why it hasn't come out, though, because it's like, I feel like everything needs to have its proper amount of TLC, and a lot of the songs that don't come out, the only reason they're not out is because I wasn't able to baby them, you know what I'm saying, and nurture them, the ideas completely, because nothing like is a bigger pet peeve for me than when I put out an incomplete idea and people judge it based off of that and not what it could have been. So for me, it's just like, I'm going to hold on to it until it's nurtured correctly.
You letting your music age like good scotch. I mean, you really are. Where most artists are eating, they're hungry. They can't hold their music too long because they got to go at somebody, or they got to put something out there to stay relevant in social media or whatever. But, you know, it's a lot of art.
Some people have to do that.
Yeah.
And I feel like I've been lucky enough to set myself up in a way where a lot of my value and equity will come through my absence. You know what I'm saying? From me being able to kind of like step back for a second and let people miss me a little bit, then hit them with something else. Now, my thing now this year is, and moving forward, is to drop more frequently than I have. Like, I'll fall back for 2 or 3 years before I drop another project a lot of times. That's just because I like to let like life write the songs. So it's like, I mean, gotta live to come up with ideas.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, but I do plan on dropping a lot more, and that's what these like gold mine volumes are for.
Okay.
I have just tons and tons of music that has not seen the light of day, but I listen to on a regular basis.
And it just, I was saying, like, man, what's hitting me in 2019? This is something that how far does the gold mine go back? Like, I know 2017 when you was doing it, you did a beat going across the river in New York, the ferry ride. You talk about that, so that was like, okay, I know these are some older tracks.
I can literally go back to like 2002 with one project. Yeah, like a lot of...
With a project that you feel that at this point, 17 years later, you've babied and you good with it.
Yeah, well, no, like at this point, so like the gold mine thing is, it kind of takes pressure off of me, right? Because a lot of those songs I don't have the files to anymore. I don't have the sessions. So the mixes aren't great. The takes aren't what I want them to be necessarily, but putting it under the guise of this was an idea that I had, something that I didn't get to make what I wanted it to be, but take a listen to it because it's pretty cool and there's some gems on it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It kind of takes the pressure off of me, like, in terms of just how I am as an artist and just wanting it to be perfect when it goes out or feel like it's perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, but like throughout that, the interesting thing about it for me is I can follow my like evolution as an artist through time. So like for people who've been following me, like 2013, I dropped Vices, and I kind of like, it was just a whole different sort of energy than what happened previous to that. There was like a 2-year gap in there. And in that 2-year gap, I made like 2 or 3 albums, right? That never saw the light of day, but they were kind of like the transitional
preparatory
moment before I dropped Vices. And then between Vices and Trifling, I have like 2 or 3 albums that I recorded that kind of lead to the new styles that I had on Trifling. And so like, and even up to Vices, I mean, even up to Stuck, there were 3 versions of Stuck, and a lot of the style that ended up finally on Stuck, there's a lot of developmental shit in between that never saw the light of day, but it's good. You know what
From
I mean?
Trifling.
between Trifling and Stuck.
Yeah.
So like all that time period between those albums, I'm working and recording. You're just not hearing it.
I see similarities between the artists. I mean, your art is continuing to evolve, and between Trifling and Stuck, there's some similarities. I think
There's some polishing.
Before Trifling, it was a different artist, and you know, your voice is changing in an interesting way. Like I like it better now than I ever have.
Yeah.
And it's more raspy, but you sing.
You know, well, all right.
Like, you rap it for us, but are you singing on the shower, man?
Yeah. So it's funny because I was just writing this rap, and the first line was kind of funny to me. I said, "I really want to sing R&B, but rap need me. My life worthy of an interview on Vlad TV. Just for personal, my cop a half peasy. Y'all be kissing niggas' ass, but I ain't that freaky." But but the line just about like, yo, I really want to sing R&B, but rap need me.
Yeah.
I just be joking with that shit, but I love singing. Like
I
love singing, so I've been singing a lot more. I can't sing for real, but I feel like I got a decent little texture to my voice when I do sing, and like for me,
you make music, you know. It's all about what you like, but. I mean,
well, that's the thing though. Like I have a lot of different voices when it comes to rap, right? But that's because like the voice is the instrument, so I use it differently. Like when I sit down with a beat, the first thing I'm not first thinking about what I'm gonna say.
Yeah,
I'm thinking about what voice I'm gonna use.
Yeah.
Like
how do you need to respond to the beat?
How do I need to sound on this?
Yeah.
Do I need to be higher and more raspy?
Yeah.
Or is it low and more gravelly?
Yeah.
Or is it more smooth?
Yeah.
Or is it nasally?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like it's just like what.
That's why I said pitch, tone, volume. Like
I think about all of that before because that voice will help the words that come out.
Yeah.
I have a hard time sometimes. Like there are times when I'll listen to a beat and I'll write it in a certain voice, but realize recording it that I should be using another one, and it'll trip me up for the whole session. Like because I heard it in a certain tone when I was creating it. So trying to make these words fit this other tone.
Yeah.
So I just end up rewriting a whole new song.
You get frustrated with yourself?
All the time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Perfectionist?
Yeah.
I mean, it's a great qualities to have.
I work on songs for months. Like months. I'll start a song, I'll record it, and then like it'll be months. Like I'll keep opening it up, fuck with the bass line some more. You know what I mean? Come back, might re-say these couple bars because I didn't like how they sounded coming off. I just work it until it's time to drop a project. When I decide a song fits the story of an album, so like just a little insight on my progress. So I record a whole lot of songs, right? Just what I'm feeling in the moment, what I'm thinking. And then eventually there comes a point when I look back over time and I'll be like, all right, is there a story kind of in here? Like, okay, the sentiments on this record are similar to the ones over here. So, okay, so these and then this. And then I'll look and I'll be like, all right, so I'll get like 5 or 6. And I'm like, all right, this could be a project, but I think to fill it out, like I would need to convey this. And then I might make something for it to fill those spots in. And then I have all these months worth of songs that weren't these few that ended up becoming the project. Yeah.
Completely different in radio's way he talks about how he gets to his process. And he was complimenting in the last part, you know, you on yours and how you all approach music differently. But you made that very vivid. You made that very easy. It's I see the chain of command of how music gets there. You talking about 30 songs, you might make 30 before you put out 10? Yeah. Yeah.
And not that the other 20 aren't good. It's just they don't fit the story.
Yeah. And that's in life.
Could be their own story.
Life in the future sometimes dictates how you bring that story back to the surface. Yeah. You put a lot of music out on cassette and vinyl. What's your motivation for that? You kind of a nostalgic type of artist.
Yeah, like I said, I'm from the era where we read the credits. Yeah. You know, when you buy an album and then you make a dub of it. Like I'm from the let me get a dub era. So like having the actual joint means something. Yeah. And so I just be wanting people to just have it. Like having it on the phone is cool, and I know that's gonna be with you all the time. But
it bothers me.
I do want you to be able to look over and like see it though.
Yeah.
Like you see my taped up face looking at you crazy in the corner of your room. Like,
Yeah, like honestly, I'm struggling in transitioning with like music platforms, digital music platforms. Personally, like when I get in the car, I don't use my phone like I don't plug the cord in and play music off my iPhone. I don't do that. I put CDs in. I listen to XM radio, but like
that's interesting.
I hate because I'm not that tech person. I mean, I listen to music on Spotify in my headphones when I'm working out, but if I'm in the car driving,
but you know that's like a trope of our generation anyway, is that we are experiential people and we like keepsakes. The whole millennial generation, we came up off having comic books and keeping them in the plastic.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? We came up off of like the CD book.
Yeah.
You feel what I'm saying? The big heavy book. You flip through that joint. Like you got extra. We come from that era, and so giving people something to hold on to is kind of like giving the young niggas like, yo, you know what I'm saying? It meant something for me.
Yeah.
Like, yo, and then that might be one of the, like, yo, a lot of people, my cassette, my CD, or my vinyl is the only music medium like that they have. They're like, yo, this the only vinyl I got.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
and your stuff sells out.
Yeah.
It sells out. It's almost aggravating to the point it sells out. It's like, man, I'm going to all this stuff is sold out. You're really good though at creating images.
Yeah.
I mean, the way that whether it's your shirts or any of your merchandise, like, and I checked out the place that you told me, and I could see their skill set too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, that's the thing. Like, what I went back to school for, when I went back to college, I went back for strategic advertising. But throughout the course of that, I learned how to work the Adobe suite. You feel what I'm saying?
Okay. Illustrator,
Photoshop, Premiere, Lightroom, XD, After Effects, like all those programs. I learned how to use those. Those programs are, anybody who got an idea, yo, I just tell them, yo, it's worth trying to learn it, because those programs are conduits to help you get your ideas out to the world.
Yeah.
Like, that's all they are. You learn how to use your tools.
Yeah.
So you don't have to like pay somebody some exorbitant price to make a graphic for you. You can get the program, go to YouTube, learn how to do it, and bust it down yourself.
But what's special though about you is that you ain't against working and learning and grind. Like, if you're not against reading, okay.
Yeah.
And look,
well,
a lot of people, you know what I'm saying? A lot of people within our culture are just not going to read.
Yeah.
They're not going to take the time to learn.
Yeah.
It's an unfortunate thing, but it also speaks to the success and the outcome of you saving money because you've learned a skill set for yourself, you know?
And it's stuff that I can charge other people to do, too. Like, people come to me for artwork. People come to me to design shirts for them. People come to me to do videos, and I can put a price tag on it, you know, because I don't necessarily want to do it for you, but if you're gonna pay me to do it for you, I'll do it for you. You know what I'm saying?
Creative.
Yeah,
creative.
I got my own shit I could be working on.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. And like every day I wake up and try and figure out like, yo, how am I gonna create something that'll make the PayPal bling today?
Yeah.
Or the Square transaction.
Yeah.
What can I do? And generally, every time I make a post on social media,
something sells?
Something sells. It don't matter what sort of post it is. So that's why the whole thing is just about like setting up that store, keeping it stocked or putting up new ideas or whatever, and just use my platform as a tool. Like I tell people all the time, you know, there are a lot of people that just have their social medias and they use it to post pictures of their food and where they've been, and that's cool and all, but I be saying like, yo, why don't you do something with your page? Like, you got a platform, you got all these people following you. Like, what you gonna do with it though?
Yeah.
And like, I just think people could just,
you out here providing social media professional development.
But it's just like, just think about it. Like, you got people, like, do something.
Yeah.
You keep saying
Everybody
got an idea. Do something. Dedicate your pages to something.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It don't gotta be the other, like, fuck that shit.
You have a very active group of followers. You have in the process of your platform developing, you've developed fans far across the country, far and beyond Richmond. So the skills, obviously, you've been putting them together with your artistry for a long time. What places outside of Richmond, as far as fan bases, do you like to perform, and who do you feel like gives you love strong? I know my state, North Carolina, has too.
Yeah, so we did a bunch of shows through North Carolina. Charlotte was crazy.
Yeah.
North Carolina, yeah, I had a great time there. Um,
Next time you go to Charlotte, I can plug you into some folks down in Charlotte that would love to have you. I got a good friend that interns with Byway to South Studios.
Yeah.
Dave Lighty.
Yeah, we're gonna be definitely planning to go back down through there again. We planted some seeds out there, and it's gonna come back to harvest.
I'm sure it is. All the big gardens down there. I'm sure there's some people that want you to do some shows down there, man.
Yeah. I would say LA was really crazy. They surprised me, like, for real. Like, we put the flyer out like 2 or 3 days before the show. Like, it was really last minute. Just like whatever. And I just flew out there off like 2 or 3 days notice, and like we had the whole shit packed.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it was just like there were people who drove like 6 hours to get to that joint.
So how your social media, is that what kind of brought the people, like what was the marketing like that packed your show out?
Yeah, it was just an Instagram post.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Just some Instagram post. But it's I don't know. Yeah, I was really
What was
active.
the venue like? I've never been to LA.
Yeah, well, all right. So I did 2 shows out there. One was with my homie Lil Ugly Man. He had a show, and that was at like I can't remember this venue, but it was like a bar sort of venue, like but not a bar, like it was a venue. You know what I mean, that joint was really cool. The one that I performed at was like a storefront that they used, for like shows. Like they just perform in there. They got the system in there, and it was just like it was dope. Like the whole shit was packed out. People was all outside. Like
that's what's up, man. I think an artist or a person in whatever industry having their skill set in marketing and knowing how to bring people in is key. But like when you're collaborating with venues that have event management that also knows how to keep their audience aware of that, look, if we bring in an act through, it's going to be dope, even if they are coming from Virginia. Because like when I have been out west, and I'll be like, they like, where you from? They be like, Virginia. They be looking, you from Virginia?
You know what?
It's hard to be, how do you, to be popping for LA and, like.
Well, I mentioned that one because it was surprising. It was my first time ever performing out there. But I'll tell you one place that always feels like home. Is New York, man.
Yeah.
Performing in New York always feels like Richmond. Like it's packed out. Like the people be fully engaged. They buy merch. They're moshing.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? They're pushing people to the ground. Like
I want to ask you about that, man. The mosh thing, man.
I like that energy.
You have any bad injuries?
Yeah.
But you still like the energy enough to go through it, huh?
Yo, so I didn't know how to stage dive, right? So I had to get the homies to teach me the proper way to stage dive. Like, all right, so I'm like 200 pounds, right?
Okay.
Like I was probably like 205 at the time, and I jump into the crowd with the frog splash like this. So that's the wrong way. And I noticed like every time I jumped in the crowd, everybody goes. You know what I'm saying? Like we all hit the ground together, and I just like basically to spear people, right? So, I saw it on video, and I was like, yeah, that looks violent. Like I shouldn't jump into the crowd like that. They taught me, you kind of go on your back with it. You know what I mean? Like you roll onto the crowd on your back, and it makes it easier for them to catch you. But in my days of just spearheading into the crowd, like I definitely hit the ground pretty hard. Banged my shoulder up in North Carolina. And then I remember in Virginia Beach, like I landed on my head and it was like got a wild dizzy. Yeah, it was crazy. It was like during my homie set, so I was able to just like go in the back, take a shot, and kind of like lay down for a second.
Man.
Yeah.
Oh man.
But I mean, I like that energy though. Like I love the explosion of energy. That happens between me and the people that come to the show because like that I always end up in the crowd somehow. Yeah. Just because this seeing them pushing, moshing, like yelling, sweating, spitting. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like I like that sort of I like getting that energy back because I'm doing the same thing on stage. Like, I be sweaty as hell. Like,
Yeah, you
We
be
losing
working,
it.
man. You be working.
Yeah.
Are you've collaborated with a lot of local magazines,
Mm-hmm.
all of them to some, well, all the
Mm-hmm.
ones that cover music and entertainment.
Yeah.
Um, Richmond, the Grid, all of the style.
Mm-hmm.
Is there? How do you feel? Do you feel that the Richmond media is doing their part right now to work and really put the Richmond hip hop platform out there?
Yeah, I think they're coming around. I think Richmond as a whole has been coming around. Um, you know, we didn't really have much of a hip hop scene here for a really long time. Um, we kind of built the culture that's here, and it was with the help of venues finally opening up and letting us
Yeah,
come in and rock
yeah,
and show that we can do professional business. You know, a lot of venues in the city just wasn't even dealing with black people,
yeah,
like for real, for real.
yeah.
And so, I think we're in a great space with it now.
Um, but back to the media, the local media
Hmm.
folks. Like,
Um,
what role are
yeah.
they playing?
Oh, yeah. Well, yeah. I said
And I
that
say
to
that
say,
because you're a leader within the community of artists
yeah.
anyway. So like,
Well,
most people haven't had the access to these platforms that you have.
yeah, yeah, and I say
Mm-hmm.
that to say that with the city opening up to us as a whole, the media outlets
Okay.
have been as well.
Okay.
And so like, yeah, like RVA Mag, man, they were kind of on it kind of early, but I say they're doing their job. You
Yeah,
know what
I
I
mean, I
mean?
think
They're all doing
they
their
did
job.
want to shout out to RVA Mag. You should come cover the podcast. They did the best interview I think that I've
Hmm.
one of the best interviews, at least from a journal standpoint. I was reading it.
Yeah, they did good. I mean,
The Grid, you did the Grid
yeah.
as well.
Yeah, they're all doing a good job of
Yeah,
covering Richmond
yeah,
hip hop right now, but I think that's because there's just like a general mindset switch in the way that people are viewing their local scene.
yeah,
Because I feel like nationally, our local scene is getting a lot of attention.
yes,
People outside of Richmond know Richmond,
yes.
and I don't think people in Richmond really recognize that.
I agree.
But I feel like some of the powers that be in Richmond are starting to recognize that.
Yeah, and that's
But
only
this
going to
shit
keep pushing. Yeah, that's
but this
keep
is
pushing
shit
it
we've
out.
been new.
Yeah,
Whatever.
yo, you're really good at this. Late Bloomers podcast. Is it coming back?
Yeah, man. You know what's crazy? I feel like we had something special with our podcast.
You did.
The chemistry is great.
I still go back and listen to episodes now.
They're good. They're
Yeah.
good. They're really good. We as a group we definitely want to get back onto them.
Yeah.
There's certain things that we wanted to do with it that we want to get in order before we did new episodes. And then the thing about it also is that we all do so much.
Other stuff, yeah.
Yeah, and so it does make it kind of hard scheduling to get 5-6 people together on a regular basis.
Podcast management. Someone got to be the.
Somebody got to be that person.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I'm generally not that person because I'm working on something.
Yeah.
I be needing the reminder.
Yo, it's funny. As you say that, I'm thinking about you. You take your homie out for drinks, and then he take the keys.
He take the keys from me. Like, yo, come on, let's get some drinks.
Like, we want to do this podcast, but like, who gonna do it? Who gonna be responsible? Who gonna make it work? But yo, I mean, y'all had a really dope podcast, and I mean, the thing I was impressed by it was that, I mean, it still appeared like a team, and you all have a team.
We are a team.
I call y'all the big three.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But y'all had a team, and between my cousin and I and Derek, I mean, I'm working to develop a team. But like as I got into this, I was 6 months before I did the first one, we were still playing around with them, and I recognized, I was like, look, man, this whole developing a team thing is not the way to approach this. Like I want to develop a team. That's obviously the goal. But if I want to do it, I just got to do it.
Well, see,
and attract like-minded people who want to do it too. You know.
Well, that's what I've learned about just doing stuff myself. Like, for instance, shooting videos. Like, I'm not the best video. I don't make the best videos, right? But I get my idea across. But I know that me putting them out it always brings people coming to me like, yo, I do videos. Like, I would love to
But
do
I'm saying,
this,
look,
this, and
the
that.
videos you do, 'cause some of the videos you put out, I'm of the impression you've done them.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't think you put out videos with the intention of it coming out like the best, like the camera.
Oh,
might
yeah,
shake, but
yeah.
that
That's my
speaks to
aesthetic,
that's the style of
Yeah.
the nostalgic of what comes with
Yeah.
your art, and to me, that's more popular.
Yeah.
That to me, that attracts me more because I'm not looking at. I'm not even focusing on that.
Yeah, it's not even. Yeah, it's my shit is far from polished, right?
It's
But
dope though.
That's my aesthetic.
Yeah.
But I realize that's not for everybody either. Like certain certain people, their shit got to be clean.
Yeah.
Like it just fits with them.
Now, but your music has to be right. Like
Yeah.
you might put a video out and you may find some flaw with it, but you're not gonna put it in your music out.
Yeah,
That
Yeah.
that's where your priorities are.
yeah.
Yeah, man. That's Gold Mine Volume 1 is on all music platforms now. I mean, I'm still listening. I listened to it through 3 or 4 times. Stuck is my favorite album because I've stayed with that one the longest. I mean, I think I always go to that one,
that
but this
album
one
was-
might end up being. I may not know that yet.
Well, Stuck was made for that though. Stuck was like me making an album
yeah.
to give to everybody. Like the Gold Mine, not to diminish any of those
Yeah.
records, but that project literally is just kind of like me
Just making us
throwing
happy.
the,
Just
it's
giving us
like
something right now.
it's making a playlist of joints that I've been holding on to for years and I listen to on a daily basis. I love these records, but the world hasn't heard them.
Yeah.
The only people who's heard them are just like my few closest friends.
So what's the difference between the Gold Mine tracks and the Brewer session?
Well, the Brewer
tracks.
session was that I came up with all of that in like a week or two.
All
time
that
span.
music?
Yeah. So AJ Brewer hit me up and said, yo, we want to do a tiny desk sort of thing here at the shop. Would you be interested in doing a few songs? I said, word, all right. But I didn't want, like, he wanted it kind of like to have a band or whatever. Like most people have the band, live instrument music. I'm like, well, I can't really pull together a band. I probably could, but that's not my thing. We ain't going to have time to practice. I was like, I might be able to get Obliv to play some beats behind me
Which
live.
was crazy. That
That'd
was
be
crazy.
hard,
That
right?
was crazy.
So-
I was looking at it. I was like,
Yeah.
he's making all that music with that?
Now the thing is, we didn't we have a bunch of older records together, but he didn't have the files for that anymore. So I was just like, yo, let me just come through and hear some
So
beats.
you mean he was
and
freestyling?
I'm gonna tell you. So I was like, yo, I'm gonna come through your house, you know what I'm saying, and play me some joints, and I'm just gonna make a couple new songs, and we'll do it like that. And it was supposed to be like 3 or 4 songs. Well, I picked like 12 beats, and then I just kind of like, I was on one for those few days. Like I just hit a good zone, and I just wrote a whole bunch of raps, memorized them real quick, and performed it live in one take.
That's
It's like
crazy,
one
man.
take, yeah. And looking back, I didn't know that it didn't have to be one take. We could have stopped and they could have put it together, but I didn't know that.
Worked
I
it,
thought I
man.
had to do it in one take, so it was 37 minutes of
One
raps.
take Hove over here. My goodness, man.
Yeah, but like there are like 2 couple like little tiny slip ups that I hear that other people probably don't, but it annoys me. But it's just like it is what it is.
That's crazy.
That was all one shot. Like, yeah.
Are you gonna release that?
Yeah. So me and Obliv, we have a series that we've been doing, Yellow Gold. So I got Yellow Gold 1, which came out in like 2010. Then Yellow Gold 2, YG2 came out in like 2014 maybe, 2015, 2014 maybe, 15. I don't know, something like that. And those records are actually going to end up being YG3, Yellow Gold 3. I just haven't decided if I wanted to re-record those in studio or take the live audio and you make that the project, and then just maybe like add a few new songs at the end.
Yo, everyone need to
I'm
go
gonna
check
put
it
all
out.
that out. Yeah.
Brewer Sessions is on YouTube. It's what, 15,000 followers, views.
I don't even know. I
It's
haven't
ridiculous. I mean, it took off fast.
Yeah, it did. Yeah, the internet liked that one. You know what's crazy? Had I prepared better, I would have had the album ready to come out when that dropped. But that whole project came about so spur of the moment. like, and so quick. None of those songs have been recorded in the studio.
That's crazy, man. That's crazy.
That's the only recording of them joints. That moment. You know what I'm saying?
And that was, I mean, all my friends know we watched that. We just be having it on, like, still.
Yeah, that was just that literally was just a moment.
That's crazy.
So like those songs, I haven't been sure if I wanted to record it or just drop it like that. But
you could do both. It's like when Hove did the with the band, he dropped that.
Well, I'll say this: I tried to re-record some of them joints,
yeah,
right, but the feel ain't the same, and the feel means so much to me. I might just leave it how it is, just because when I recorded it in the studio, and I compare it to how it came out, it's just like it's just not the same.
Yo, does Mike and Radio get frustrated with you with that, man?
With not putting stuff out? Probably not, because
no?
Like, I know Mike is sitting on a bunch of records. Radio is different. Like, Radio puts out everything. Like, he's different. Like, he's
a machine right now.
Yeah, he is.
Yeah, I mean, he's probably the hardest working artist right now. I mean, he's just going. I mean,
grinding.
Basically because we see it. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Cheats. You know, I'm not trying to take that. I'm saying, but like, but everyone sees what Radio's doing because he's so strong with his social media and he's putting out tracks. He put out something the other day. I was like, whoa, another one. You know,
stays working, man. He's always been good with putting his music out. You know, I don't think they get frustrated with me though, man, because they just see the process. You know what I mean? They see how it goes, and then they know generally by the time I decide to put some songs out, they're gonna be right. They're gonna represent the crew well, and all of that. You know, we hold each other accountable.
It's obviously, and it's homage and respect to your artistry and as a leader, because you don't want to. No one wants to fail anyone. Yeah. And if you ain't ready, you ain't ready.
You know, that's part of another reason why a lot of songs don't come out, man, is because like I have these crazy expectations for myself, but I also feel like people put certain expectations on me and from my music, and I just don't be wanting to let people down. Like, I don't want to see that bad review, like, damn, F let us down, and you know what I'm saying? Because I put so much into it. Like, yo, I sometimes, like, I have talks with myself about certain things that I'll say. Like, I have to ask myself, like, yo, are you ready to stand behind this? Because there might be people who feel away when they hear that. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So I have those sorts of talks with myself. So if I put all of that into a project and then niggas is like, I'll be like, no.
I take it you engage your audience a lot.
Yeah.
Even through social media, do you talk to your fans a lot?
Yeah, I talk to them a lot in DM. Like, I don't make a whole lot of posts. You know what I mean? I don't do a lot of that. I'm one of those people that kind of think absence garners respect, yo. I don't be wanting to be so familiar that people just feel like they can talk to me any sort of way either. Yeah. You know what I mean? So I try to do just enough on social media without it seeming like spam or anything like that.
Yeah. Yo, I take it you like cold coffee.
So
I love cold coffee.
I like coffee, period. Yeah. But yeah, I definitely drink cold coffee. I got the Starbucks cup over here. You can beat their name out because they ain't pay nobody for that. But yeah, I like cold coffee, man. I like my coffee black too, for real. Yeah, I drink it straight.
No sugar, no cream.
I drink it straight.
That's real.
That's not. I can do it if it's real. I got the coffee. But I got the Frappuccino right here with the whipped cream, the mocha, like the ice. Yeah. You know what I mean? I got the summertime drink, but you know.
Any favorite local coffee spot?
Yeah, I really like Lamplighter. Yeah. I like Crossroads.
I love Crossroads.
Like
we're doing a podcast possibly.
For real? Mm-hmm. I used to go there a whole lot, and I like the fact that they get these different beans and blends from different places
and beers.
Yeah. And you know, to be honest, they have a great croissant with like the plain croissant with just butter and just like toasted, like it's A1.
Yeah. Yo, shout out to Crossroads. They get money from me at least 2 to 3 days a week. Yeah.
I like Crossroads and I like Lamplighter, man. Both of them are really good.
Yo, I love Cold Coffee. Cold Coffee gets a track on the new album, or the Gold Mine. I drink my wife's like when my wife got coffee just sitting around the house, I know it may sound nasty to some, but I'd be like, yo, I go pick that cup of coffee up from 7 o'clock this morning. It's 3:30 in the afternoon now, but yo,
see, this is the thing.
Good.
Well, see, this is the thing with me. I like cold coffee if it's like black, if it's straight. Like if it has any cream in it, I probably can't fade it.
Okay.
But like, I'll warm it up, but not cold.
Yo, I like cold coffee and flat sodas.
I don't like flat soda. I can't fade the flat soda, yo. I would just rather drink Kool-Aid.
Yo, man. Nickelus F, AGM.
Yeah, Association of Great Minds. People don't know what that means. But.
Yo, go check them out. They was on the stage. They opened up for Nas, Mike Millions, the King. He opened up for Nas 2-3 weeks ago on a Monday night in Richmond. One of the best Monday nights I've had in a long time.
My niggas is special, yo.
Oh, man.
And I feel like just us together, like our friendship that we've had over the years, like my niggas is official, yo.
Yes.
And I'm so proud of everything that they've done.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? And that includes Mike and Rated, but that also includes Name Brand as well.
Yes.
And Cole Hicks. And
Yeah, shout out to Name Brand, Nicole Hicks, Radio B, Nickelus F, Michael Millions, all on stage, opening for Nas. I mean, it was a beautiful
and
thing.
shout out to Ease too, man. Like he's one, like I feel like he got some stuff he's gonna drop that's gonna like really raise people's eyebrows.
Who's that?
It's crazy. Ease. He's a Leo.
Okay.
Yeah, he's really dope.
Yo, let me ask you this. So, a couple questions I have about the show. Did Nas do a run through, or does Nas just show up and perform?
Nah, I didn't see him do a run through.
I just wondered what it's like. Like you just pull up. Did you guys? Yeah. How did you guys approach? I mean, obviously every show is a big show. Mm-hmm. Every time you go out on stage, or every time you step on the court, or every time I step up, do a podcast, like the anticipation, the ball's going up, you're running out the locker room, adrenaline's rushing. Mm-hmm. Did you approach this show differently than all the other shows? Because I mean, this is Nas. It's different. Yeah. It ain't just a show.
I would say for me, no. Maybe for Mike though.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Maybe for Mike, but I feel like, me and Mike did a whole lot of shows together, especially last year. Like,
y'all toured together.
We went on 2. I think I did 3 tours. I think he did 2. Maybe he did 3. But we traveled a whole lot. And we did a lot of shows. We rocked big shows, we rocked small shows, and everything in between. And we had a lot of experiences. And for real, going into that moment, I talked with him like right before we went on, and it was just like, yo, this is just another day on the job, my nigga. Like, we done did this so many times. Like, it's muscle memory.
Yeah.
Like, all you got to do is just enjoy the moment, like, because your body know what to do.
Yeah.
So you just enjoy the moment. Enjoy standing in front of all these people and know that you're killing it. You know what I'm saying? Because you ain't got to think about it because we've done this. You know what I mean? And muscle memory is super important. Like, I say that when it even comes to recording. Like, I don't read my raps off my phone or anything. I'm not recording it until it's memorized because when it's just muscle memory and it's just coming out, I can start focusing on if I'm conveying the emotion that I want to. Can you hear it in my voice? Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? The words are there, but can you hear what I'm trying to say in my voice? And you can focus on things like that.
Yeah.
But
major special night, man. Shout out to Michael Millions. I mean, super shout out. Richmond was out. I mean, it was sold out show.
He killed that joint.
It was ridiculous.
Like, every word was clear. He was like, he had a moment. Like, the joint was, I was sitting there just taking it in myself. Like,
it's a very special moment. Very special moment. Did you meet Nas?
Nah, I didn't get to meet Nas.
Really?
Man. Nah. I will say though, it's dope to see him like in the flesh though, because like I saw him perform live in Austin, Texas, with Erykah Badu at South by Southwest, and like he gave me the same feel. Like, the thing about Nas is when you see Nas, he looked like Nas.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
The rumor I heard, and I don't want to go on, but the rumor I heard was that this was not just a show that Nas coming to Richmond. I mean, he was in Virginia Beach. He came to Richmond. He did a show in Richmond. But Richmond, the National, people wanted Michael Millions on the stage.
Yeah.
It was just as much about Michael Millions being
Yeah.
on the stage. And from what I heard, you know, you can pay me later for this information, but from what I heard, Nas he knew that Michael Millions was an artist from Richmond, Virginia that was respected, that would fit the mold for a
Yeah.
show that he would do.
Yeah, they knew that for sure. Like, yo, I called that show Manifest Destiny. Like, to me, it was no more fitting person to open up for Nas than Mike. Like, yo, Mike always gave me wild Nas vibes, yo.
Yeah.
Nas and Ross, like, he gave me them vibes. So, like, you know what I'm saying, with the storytelling, with the whole vibe. So, like, to me, is this like perfect. Like,
Well,
it was meant to be like that.
Yeah.
That was written for Mike's story. Like, it was meant for Mike to open up for Nas one day. That was meant to be part of his story because it's just like yeah.
What do you think is meant for AGM? Because you guys are the big three. You guys are in a class of your own. What do you think is meant? What do you see the future? What's gonna make you happy? What's the ultimate goals of success for you?
Yeah, I think our structure is becoming more and more solid, and I believe that we are in the process of building like a scaffolding to house something very successful. I don't want to necessarily say what it. We're working on some things though. Like, we gotta. Yeah, I don't want to say too much, but we're working on some things, and I think that we're really gonna get to form like Voltron soon, and and really be the people that we believe we're called to be. But I see nothing but big things for us, and not even necessarily big things, but like smart things and real things and successful things.
Yeah.
Because everybody is too inspired, and like we like our conversations that we have on the phone with each other on a regular basis, they'd be powerful conversations.
Yeah.
Like, a lot of times I'll be like, yo, I just be wanting to hit record before we even get on the phone, my nigga, because like we have church on the phone all the time. You know what I'm saying? So I just know, like, being with like-minded individuals like that, knowing where I want to go, and then knowing that they want to go just as far as me, if not further, and they're willing to put the work in behind it, I know that there's no choice for us to be successful and create something that our kids can take investment in or pride in. You know what I mean?
As a fan of music, I only like music and artists that, you know, I think when I'm always looking at the bigger picture, always seeing the potential, right? So I'm always trying to develop. I'm trying to grow. I'm trying to improve. So as I listen to you all and your music, and I see the journey in your path, that's what attracts me to not only continue to listen to your music, but to want to work with you like this. Because I listen to the music. It you know, it's the core. It's a big core to hip hop as far as how we move as a culture. Well, I believe that y'all going wherever you want to go. So like, I need this podcast, and then I need to go with you. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, I need to go with you because we in Richmond right now. You know what I'm saying? This is a group of guys. This is an organization, and name brand music too. I don't want to leave him out of it.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
he's
But
part of that,
this
for
is
sure.
a group of guys where, you know, when it comes to my demographic, my age, my fan base, what I need to allow to come in my ears, they're saying things that I want to listen to. When we was young and we saw Hov put the button up on, for a minute, everyone kind of changed their style up for a minute. The jerseys went back, they pulled the jeans up. You know, things changed. Well, your music, I feel like, for me, being a 38-year-old, is like, it's going in the direction of what entertains me, but also feeds me. It ain't just entertaining, it's engaging music. Like, people got to really listen to the wordplay.
Yeah.
I would put you against anybody.
I would put me against anybody. Like, for real, I would bet on myself against anybody. Like
Have you ever lost a battle, real, like, other than...
Yeah, I've lost.
It must be. But
It's not. Sometimes it ain't your night. You know what I'm saying? Like, I used to battle a lot. You know what I'm saying? I won way more than I lost, but I battled some people who were more polished than me on certain nights, for sure. I wish I could remember this kid's name, man. I lost to this Asian dude in at UVA, and I was dumping on him, but
Yeah.
he was just slick. Yeah.
Yeah.
I lost the Shells, and he went on to do the Blaze battle. But for real, I feel like I was nicer than him. It's just like the audience won't trying to hear me.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? We was in New York.
Yeah.
But I feel like I was nicer than him. But yeah, I've lost. You know what I'm saying? That's cool. But I cook way more niggas who can ever say I lost.
Yeah.
And then if I battle the dude that I lost to, again, like I'm positive I would cook him. Like I would put myself up against anybody with anything though. Like not even necessarily just battling, but like if we want to talk song making or we both want to sit down with a similar concept and come up with the song, like yeah, I feel like I'm
Do you radio and Michael spar?
not really not in that sort. See, this is the thing. The thing that's so unique about us is we're all different. So different stylistically. Even in like the heart, I feel like our heart is similar, but like even our messages come across differently, right? When we do songs together, it's literally about doing the best, fulfilling our role the very best way. Like I know what sort of energy I'm supposed to bring to the track.
Yeah.
We know what we're looking for from Mike.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? We know what we're looking for from radio. So it's just like keeping it to a certain standard. I would say we would spar more if we had similar styles.
Okay.
If it was more Ken and Ryu, but I wouldn't say it's Ken and Ryu. It's
Okay.
like Ryu and Blanca. You know what I'm saying? Like and Bison. Like they're all different.
Got you.
Yeah.
Let me ask you. I asked radio this. I became familiar with radio. You know, when I became familiar with radio, it was in Versus.
Mm-hmm.
I asked him, why have I never seen you perform at Versus? Like, is that not the venue for you?
Yeah. So I used to go to Versus a lot.
Yeah.
When I was younger. I guess you won't see me performing. Yeah, because I just it's just not.
And I'm not
Like I fuck with it, but don't get me wrong when I say this, but it's not like my vibe.
Yeah.
Like for like the
Yeah.
type of like I don't know like
Yeah. I wasn't trying to. Not the question was not even so much just about you, really. Even though it sounded that way. Not to put you on the spot.
no, it's all
but
good.
a lot of dope hip hop artists don't.
Don't go to
And
I think
and radio does.
yeah.
You know, and there's a couple
But
others.
see, radio fits that he fits that. Like I don't feel like I fit that environment. I'm like really like grunge and fringe and like I go to like extremes.
Yeah.
Like you know what I mean? Like if we want to talk movies, like I'm more like a Quentin Tarantino as opposed to Steven Spielberg or something, like you know what I mean.
you.
So I don't feel like I never really necessarily felt like I fit there, like
Got
which
you.
could be my own mental thing, like me blocking myself from going there because I feel like I don't fit. You
I
know
just
what mean?
think that you
But I
would,
could though. I'm sure I could
turn it
bust some
out.
shit.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
I could sing in there. I could
need you.
I could do some shit in there. I guess another thing I just really don't think about it often.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like most of my evenings, like for real, a good night for me, yo, is going through some records, chopping some shit up.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like I just like making shit.
Yeah.
So like I don't really go out all that
Yeah.
often.
Yo, outside of AGM, what artists you rock with in Richmond?
Yo, a lot of people, yo.
Shout out opportunities right here. Y'all cut this part up.
Yeah. You know I rock heavy with the Mutants, man.
Yeah, Mutant Academy.
Crazy. I fuck heavy with Young Flexico. He always keep it fresh, man. Who else, yo? I really like Trig. I think
Oh
Trig
yeah, he's
is,
nice.
He drops something crazy
Every
out
day.
there.
He drops something every day, don't he?
Yeah. There's so many. Like I'm just thinking of like all these different names in my head. Bliv, of course.
Yeah.
Like DJ Harrison. It's just a lot of rappers.
Yeah, I was gonna ask you
thing
DJs
is,
too.
Yeah, the thing is, there's this like, I always suck at this. You know what I'm saying?
What's
like naming what I'm listening to, right?
Oh, okay.
I always suck at that, yo.
All right, let me ask. Let me even be more specific. What artist from Richmond do you feel is like a hidden secret, like the best hidden secret, crazy as can be, and maybe people sleeping or just
You
don't
know who
know.
I like, yo, but I don't
Who's that?
like. And look, he actually got a lot of followers too. But I just don't be hearing people talk about him. Is Lasocket, yo, like Socket. Yeah, I think that's the name. His name is Socket, like, but on his IG is Love Socket, and I like him. Like, yeah, he a young nigga. His shit wild. Like, it got that feel to it, and I don't know. I rock with him.
I think I know young kid.
Yeah,
Skinny.
young. Yeah.
Has he got dreads?
Nah, he don't got dreads. I think he got nice hair, to be honest with you, but his shit was braided last I saw.
Okay.
Yeah, but
right.
I rock with him, y'all. I don't feel it. And you know what though? You know who niggas, and I know Rum still.
Oh yeah,
yo.
Red Rum.
Rum still, yo. Like
Yeah.
I don't be getting it. Like, niggas, I got a couple. Hold on, Rum is so nice, yo.
Yo, shout
and
out
like
to Red
I
Rum.
remember Rum from dicing niggas up on the radio station, battling, dicing niggas up weekly on the radio station, yo.
Yeah.
And yo, like still to this day, he's sharp, yo.
Yeah.
Like he be kicking that shit, like for real. Rum, you know who else is special, yo? Niggas need to put some respect on his name, yo.
Who's that?
J. Roddy Rod, yo.
Yeah.
He is a legend.
Yeah.
J. Roddy Rod, I've been rocking with his music ever since Sally from the Valley, like all them joints. Like he in his lane, he do what he do, and like there's nobody else out here that can do that like him, and that really be them.
Yeah.
Like Roddy is all authentic. Like that's not no act. It ain't no game. That's him. And so I really rock with him.
Those
too,
are big shout outs, man. Those are big shout outs. I mean, you're a lot of, and you're one of all the artists you name. You're one of their favorite rappers. You know what I'm saying? It's good to see that respect within the local community of artists. As much as it's a competitive sport, it's a lot of love. And RVA Rap Elite right now is showing that. Can we see all the winners compete against each other soon?
Yeah, we trying to put together a nice little Royal Rumble or something. You know, at the end of the year.
Yeah.
With everybody, people been getting off lately
Man,
too.
it's
Like
been crazy.
I've been happy to see the progress and just like the preparation that people are bringing to it. We want this thing to really be about people pushing their pen every month to come and spit out loud. Like we're in an era where people can make up a name, open up a SoundCloud page, a IG, and call themselves a rapper.
Yeah.
Right? Before we ever had any of that, we were spitting our raps for a room full of people. We were put on the spot. I'm from the era where it was, well, let me hear something. From let me hear something era. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And a lot of people who call themselves rappers now, they never had the pressure of having to spit in front of people and not getting a reaction. Or like you spitting your heart out and niggas is like, all right, yo, but my man's to eat you.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I like the fact that the guy that won the last time,
King Fizzle,
freestyled
the whole thing. But that's what we wanted. Like, one thing I like about Fizzle is he's been there, like, religiously every single month, rapping his heart out, yo, and he won. Yeah. And he won by doing something amazing, freestyling off the wall. Yeah. That's rap, that's hip-hop, that's impromptu, that's in the moment. That is everything that we came up with. Yeah. I definitely recall times battling and freestyling something in the room, mentioning the guy in the front with his shirt, or the guy on the stage with his funny looking hat or whatever. That's hip hop. Yeah. So we definitely want to be able to create those sorts of moments. So it was really dope that he did that.
Yo, shout out to RVA Rap Elite. RVA Rap Elite has been covered on CBS 6 News.
Yeah, man.
You all got to go out there and subscribe and like and push
Culture
it.
building.
Yeah, because if you want Richmond to continue getting and gain more attention, here's a platform that's already been established. All you got to do is push it. Sooner or later, the network's going to pick it up. Yeah. So if you need to pick it up now so you can recognize what's going on.
And then another thing, real quick, I just want to say, like, we really want people to watch the episode online. The webisode is very important. That's where we're highlighting people's music videos and other content that they're putting out. And if you're an artist and you have new music, or if you do video and you've shot something, like we've been including The Most Terrible Show Ever, that my homie does, and we'll use clips from his show or whoever has anything. It's a thing, it's each episode is like an hour and a half long. We pack it full of RVA's content. You can watch it like a Yo MTV Raps episode.
Yeah.
Just pull it up. You getting music videos, you getting freestyles, you getting battles, getting other sorts of content, and we're putting it together every month. Like I gotta start piecing together the next episode.
Yo, I think I'd like y'all to take some of this footage for it, man. I mean,
yeah, no, we can definitely use like if you should send me any of the files.
Yeah, shout out to Info Media also covering RVA Rap Elite. I know Sam and they're doing a really good job. They're doing a really good job. I try to use this platform also to bridge Virginia. Is there any artists in 757 or Northern Virginia that you rock with?
Yo, I like Young Crazy from out of 757, yo. Yeah.
Y'all talk to him.
Yeah, he's fire, yo.
He's doing big shows too, man. He's performing across the country.
Yeah. And you want to know what's crazy is there are some artists in the 757 that I like, but I can't remember their names. Like I've come across recently some pages of like niggas just like rapping.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? On their IG.
Yeah.
And they were from there, and I followed them, but I can't remember their names right now, but they looked really dope.
Yeah.
Man. I will say that I'm working at taking in more music. Like when I get in my zone, like a lot of times I'm just listening to beats.
It's interesting to me when artists tell me that. Rum said the same thing. I said, Rum, so who do you listen to when you're in the car driving with the kids? He said, I don't listen to music. I drive in silence. And I have a hard time understanding that. I have a hard time understanding how artists sometimes... I mean, you spoke to it. If you're always taking things in, then inspiration and creativity is always occurring.
Yeah.
But to me, you would think that a lot of artists get inspired based off the artists and music they listen to.
That does happen. Like, I just listened to Ross' album.
Oh, it's crazy.
I'm down to run phase behind Ross' discography, yo. If niggas trying to tell me Ross is not that nigga, yo, I'm ready to run that fade.
Is he in your top 5?
Yo, I was thinking about tweeting today that I might be moving him there. And the reason why, like, I was so hyped to listen to this album, I went through his whole discography and I just started pulling out all my favorites and throwing them in a playlist. When I throw that playlist on of my favorite Ross joints, it's crazy. Like every single joint the production is luscious. The way he raps, the things he's saying.
You ever seen him?
No, I haven't.
I have, man. Let me tell you.
It's good.
Let me tell you how I was at in Vegas at Mandalay Bay, the light club. I forget what it's called. It's something they know in Vegas. It's the being in that club, being in that pool party is like being in the middle of a Ross video. Yeah. And they capturing footage for the videos every day anyway, right? Yeah. So he first off, we get there at 12. He don't go on the stage till 5. But men had to be there by 10. So party starts at 12. So from 10, drinks are $18. It's too much for me, but we in Vegas, so you know what I'm saying? So by the time the show starts, you can already imagine. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And you broke. Yeah. But Ross gets there at 5. And then he gives checkers to everybody.
Wow.
So everybody eating burgers, fries, and milkshakes. We had to watch him and his whole crew smoke like a half a pound before he went on stage. But when he went on stage, it rained and it didn't even matter.
You want to know another reason why I rock with Ross heavy is because of the way he treat his niggas, yo, and the principles that he preach all the time. Like, that is something that's so admirable to me, and I know that it's something that each and every one of like my closest niggas in my circle, we all look to that. Yeah. And Ross's example of how he treats the fam.
I mean, you see it happening right now. He's supporting Meek Mill's transition to building
Ross,
his own thing.
That's another reason why Ross might end up in the top 5. Like,
he's bringing Wayne and Pusha together.
Move somebody out the way.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna have to put him up there with Doom. You feel what I'm saying? With Jay. I ain't gonna get the rest of my top 5 away. But like, Ross gonna end up in there, man, if he's not there already.
Yo, we coming around to wrapping up here. Just a few more questions I got. Have you always been independent?
Yeah. You know, it's funny, man. I used to feel like I needed a deal to validate me. And I've had deals that fell through. Had something with Def Jam, and like right when it happens, like, they do this whole regime change. Everybody gets fired.
Wow.
and then I get lost in the shuffle.
Yeah.
I've always been trying to get a deal when I was younger, and then it reached a point where I didn't even feel like I needed it anymore. And like now at this point, I don't even see. I have people that have called me from labels, and it's like I haven't necessarily seen why, like why I would do it at this point.
Yeah, a lot of things would have to make a lot of sense. I tell people if it makes intelligent sense, and it makes financial sense, that's a good thing. But service drives business, and you providing service. I mean, you are a business, you are a brand, but all business models don't always meet the service we provide.
The one thing, that I would want from like a label, and see, I guess the main reason for me not signing with a label now is because I would want a nice advance, right? I would want a really good advance, and if they can't provide me with that, then there's no point because like I'm doing everything on my own anyway.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I'm working this thing on my own already. So it's just like, if you're not going to give me money to better do what I'm doing now, then there's no point in us like, I need a nice advance.
Yeah.
I haven't got a nice offer for a nice advance.
But yo, man, y'all need to go ahead and push the pen. Somebody need to go ahead and push the pen if you want. I mean, look, a nice advance for Nick will only bring you millions as well. So
that's what I'm saying. Like I just feel like, it's like, the amounts that I've been offered hasn't really haven't
made sense.
Me.
It ain't made sense, so it ain't worth it.
Hasn't moved me.
Yo, you familiar with Bar Stars?
Bar Stars?
Yeah.
The calisthenics dudes?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yo, so like I've seen them guys in Miami on the beach. And it's ridiculous. I went out there and tried to do some pull-ups with them. I was like,
that's where it's at.
Yo, what you're doing, man? Like, what is this? Like, you came in, you dapped me up, man. You a little strong on me, man. Like, God dang, what are you doing, man?
Calisthenics, man.
On a whole nother every day?
Every day. Well, I mean, for real, I've actually been slowing it down and giving myself more rest time. Okay. I've been finding that my workouts are better when I have more rest time. Okay. I'll say when I first got back to working out, I was going like balls to the wall. Yeah. Like, and I kind of like messed my shoulder up some more. Yeah. That's kind of like, I kind of started doing calisthenics to recuperate this shoulder. Okay. Is that the word? Recuperate. Physical therapy for the shoulder.
You know better than we do, bro. I'm glad I can just talk with you, man. Because you could be using some words over here on me that I don't even know.
Yeah, I'm a person that will throw some words around. I love language. Yeah. But I had a really bad shoulder injury.
You look like an athlete. You been an athlete?
Kind of. Yeah. No. Yeah. Like I did AAU. Yeah. Like, you know what I'm saying? But like music was always there. Yeah. So it's just like I've always played sports for fun. Yeah. You know what I mean? But music was always like my main focus.
Your work on the bars for me is impressive because I know how hard.
Yeah, that bar work is where it is, yo. That body weight training. So I'm thinking, no bullshit, I've had quite a few people like, F, when you gonna drop the DVD? Like, we need to work out DVD. So I think I might do the Horace Hard Body, the statue workout DVD. I'm gonna do a straight Rough Rider style, like outside on some building scaffolding. You know what I'm saying? At the intersection, doing pull-ups on the bar, like. You know what I'm saying? Sagging with the plaid boxers on. You feel what I'm saying? The Walmart joints. Yeah, no shirt. You know what I'm saying? Face unshaven. Yeah. I'm going to give them vibes. We might shoot that joint on VHS. You know what I'm saying? A bunch of push-ups. Like, I'm serious. You know, give them that feel.
Yo, are you going to be training others with it?
Yeah, like, what's crazy
if you do, man, let me know. I'm going to try getting the video, man.
You're more than welcome to come out to the park anytime you want. Like, I be telling people, like, I've worked out. The Mune Academy has come out a few times. I've had Name Brand out there. Ease Cole Hicks said she wants to come out there. Yeah. My homie Justin be out there with me damn near every day. This dude Ryan, shit, you can do it on IG. He be pushing the workout thing heavy. He came out. Yeah. Brittany, she's a model around here. She does the workout thing. She runs some HIIT classes. She done came out one time. So. I think eventually I would like it. Like, I would like to open up like a little calisthenics gym. Yeah. Small little hole in the wall joint that's just nothing but bars. You know,
Yeah.
you got your bars, you got your parallel bars, you got some over here you can hit your abdominals with, but
Yeah.
no weights, all bars, all body weight, all pain, all struggle.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like you can't get away from yourself. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like that's what I like about it. Like every time you lift, every time you do a rep, you doing it with your whole body. You can't escape yourself.
You're so methodical with how your approach toward your music, your strategy, your music, the bars is your life. Like you meditate, you pray. Do you eat healthy?
Yeah, I try to
Discipline?
eat. Yeah, I try to discipline.
Yeah.
I'm always trying to like discipline myself in better ways. Like
That's what I'm hearing.
one of the best things to do is tell yourself no.
Yeah.
That's the hardest person to tell no to, you know. And I do have a problem with saying no, but like I always work on telling myself no.
Yeah.
Or like making it like I haven't smoked cigarettes in a while long, like almost this whole year, right? I really kicked them
Wow.
joints. Yeah. So
I know you, because one of your songs you talk about that's the hardest thing for you to kick.
Yeah. And so like, but the whole thing is
Is it
like
Mids? Is Mids the song? Mids
yeah.
is one of my favorite songs.
Yeah. That's like I made that song because I knew that eventually I'd have to be accountable to that song.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I put that in the universe. I don't even think about them shits no more.
Yeah.
For real. But it's like I managed to tell myself no long enough to where I don't gotta tell myself no more.
At the same time, shout out to Radio B, Be Accountable merchandise.
Yeah, that's a fact.
I told him when I saw that, I was like, man, it's gonna be hard to wear that if you can't be prepared for someone to question you on your accountability, particularly if you out there looking. You talk about it, you know what I'm saying? If I'm having a drink and you having a drink and someone got it.
Yeah, well, see, you know me, like
I have a hard time being accountable with the drink sometimes.
Yeah, like I'm admittedly the one you might have to look out for. Admittedly,
that's me. We may not be good together.
I have a good time when I do my thing.
Yo, look. I'm. That's why I got that for you, because if I came up here with one for me, then I would have been pouring it the whole time. We trying to keep this thing professional and composed for Motion Media. Yo, wrapping up. Like I said, just got a few more things here. Anything you want to share with us that we can expect coming up soon?
I guess you can expect more music videos for sure.
Yeah.
All of my stuff is coming out of order. Like I might, now that I'm shooting more of my own videos, you might get videos from like old projects, from Vices, from Trifling, songs that I always felt like needed videos but never got them.
We gonna get Baldface Nick?
Nah. You're probably not gonna get that for.
Nah.
Yeah, I'm hairy to stay, man. You know what I'm saying? I think my hair is here for good, man.
I'm just talking about the music. I'm saying you gonna bring some music back from when you was.
Yeah, for sure.
To me, your body, your physical changes, your hair, and your beard, and your music, changed at the same time. Yeah. I mean, in a way that I like it all, but it's like good wine. Like it's continuing to improve. You know?
Yeah, like no bullshit. Y'all be joking around about the singing and the R&B thing, yo, but y'all can expect a blues album at some point. I'm gonna sing the whole joint.
Okay.
I'm gonna be right in your ear like this, yo, and it's gonna be crazy. It's gonna be dusty. It's gonna be, you know what I'm saying, smoky, hazy.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's going to be dream-like.
Guitars.
It's going to be short. Yeah, I got songs for it. Like, no bullshit. I got songs where it's just, like, straight singing. It's some pain.
Yo, we ready for it, man.
Yeah.
We ready for it. In 2019?
Nah. It's not going to be 2019.
Okay.
It might be, like, the end of next year. Like,
yo, 2020 ain't a bad time to drop something for our visuals, yo.
Yeah, I got some
2020
songs.
gonna be a big year.
I got some painful songs, yo. Like, for me, it's all about the pain. Like, I like make... So all right, last thing. I feel like there's just like a few topics, right?
Yeah.
A few universal topics,
yeah,
music wise, right? There's love, right? Any and everybody can sing about love. I kind of want to say money is a topic, right? But then there's pain and glory, and I put those on like two of the. I put that on the same coin, like pain and glory, and that's kind of like my subject matter all the time, pain and glory. Well, this is whatever album I drop, the blues album, it's all pain,
Yeah.
It's bleeding. Yeah, it's gonna be bleeding.
This is not a gospel track, guys. This is not.
It's gonna be pain, man.
Get ready.
But it's gonna make you feel good at the same time. Good pain.
This is how I like to end the podcast. This chicken or fish?
Fish.
Beef, pork, or neither?
Beef. Bloody. Rare.
Yo, celebrity crush.
Oh, yo, I'm gonna go back to like. I got a couple. All right, I think I'm gonna go with what's her name? Mia Campbell.
Yeah.
I'm gonna take
wow.
it back.
Yeah, you going back?
Yeah, I'm gonna go back there.
Yo, I saw her on a video recently, man.
She was alright.
She going through it right now, though. Oh,
Yeah.
I couldn't believe she was.
Oh, she is for real.
You talking about she had the long hair?
Yeah, brown.
M-A-I?
Yeah, Maya Campbell.
Yeah.
For real?
Yeah, bro.
Yeah, that was real random. Like I wanted to grab one from like, you know what I'm saying, from them young formative years.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I ain't want to hit you with the Tyra Banks or nothing like that. Yeah.
You didn't hit those with the Halle Berry.
I almost threw the Tatiana Ali out there. You feel what I'm saying?
Like, Prince, yeah.
Yeah, I used to have a little thing for Lark Voorhees.
Oh, yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
definitely.
Yeah, she came out a little wild later on, though. Like,
man, they always do, though. Yo, hometown hero.
Yeah.
Who's the hometown hero?
Skills, man.
Skills. Shout out to Skills.
Yeah, man.
Was he a good example for you?
For me, he is the hometown hero, and I would say I'm the hometown hero for other people.
Yeah.
For the next generation.
For sure. As you continue to move on in your career, is leaving Richmond ever a permanent option?
Maybe. I love this city, man, and I love what it's becoming and where it's going.
Yeah.
And like just seeing the growth since 2009.
Yeah.
The 10 years, like I'm really anxious to see what this city becomes. I really don't want to move away, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
The only reason I might move away from Richmond would be for job opportunities in the advertising field, because I really enjoy copywriting and working on like client shit like that.
Yeah.
So that might be the one thing that would take me outside of the city, because there are opportunities for me outside of the state.
Yeah.
But see, the way my life is set up, they gonna have to pay me good to move me out of state.
I already know what time that is, because I got you a father. I mean, I don't want to take that away. Just in having conversation with Nick, I can tell he takes his parenting seriously.
Very serious.
Do you have 2 sets of twins?
Yes,
I read that.
Yeah, 2 sets of twins. I got the 4-piece.
Goodness
quick,
gracious,
2 shots.
Yo,
yeah.
Henny contributed. I mean, what?
I don't know.
How do you do that?
Look, as soon as I get some insurance, I'm getting the surgery, dog. I'm done. You feel me? I done did my job, man.
Yo, man.
I'm happy with them though. Like they're awesome.
Are the artists in the making?
Yeah,
Sure?
they're showing me new stuff every day.
Wow.
And their levels of creativity are high, and I always just try to nurture that. Like,
So to you, man, you got 4. I have 1. Like I can't imagine.
Yo, it's real. Yeah, people always like, yo, that's wild. Like when I had
2 sets of twins.
But it's like that's how I knew it from the beginning. Like I had them both like this. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
One bottle balanced under this part of the chin, the other bottle balanced right here, and then I'm playing my little keyboard like this.
Do you have twins in your family?
Nah. Neither side.
Yo, man,
I don't know how that happened.
We'll talk off camera about your diet, man. I don't know what you're doing.
Man, word is, yo, that was some karma from my younger days, yo. Cause I got 3 girls and a boy.
Wow.
Yeah, I was out here.
Wow.
Yeah, they know about me.
yo, best local place to eat.
Hey, you gonna hit me with that joint?
Yeah.
Yo, I'm gonna keep it consistent, man. Because I like a lot of stuff out here, man.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm gonna keep it consistent, man. I rock with Chicken Fiesta heavy, yo.
Yeah.
Because I watch them dudes grow. I watched when they're the one that they have on Midlothian.
Mm-hmm.
That building that they're in, the other half of it used to be a hair salon.
Mm-hmm.
Like they shared that little ass space. It was a little space they had, right? And they had the chickens cooking over the fire. They was the only people on that vibe out here. Started hitting them up heavy to the point me and the dude, we had a rapport. He ended up buying the whole building, rebuilt that whole joint out. I ended up moving over to the West End, right? Me and Radio had an apartment together. Mm-hmm. He built one out there. Then he built another one, and he built another one, and now they got their ads on the GRTC buses.
Yeah.
So I just like to see where he grew it from, and I felt like I've been supporting him from day one.
Yeah. Food's great too.
Yeah, it's good, man. Like the steak salad.
I'm getting
like,
the salmon when I go
See,
there.
I have never got the salmon there, but I go there for the salads like on a regular basis. And yeah, I mean, there's a lot of other places that I like out
Richmond's a foodie city. You know, I'm just interested in that. So, 2 more questions. Well, no, you actually already answered one of them about the coffee. That was one of my questions. So, last question as we close. Favorite place to have a drink in Richmond?
My nigga crib. because they follow with blunts. Nah, you know, I'm gonna give that shout out to Commercial Tap House, man. They've shown me wild love, man.
Where's that at?
That's off of Robinson Street, I believe.
Okay, yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah. They got the fire cook in the back. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Somebody's abuela.
Yeah.
And she be killing it back there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? The drinks are good. So, yeah, shout out to them.
Yo, man, major shout out to you, Nick. This has been an honor, man. Very appreciative of you coming through the podcast.
Right.
Big fan of your music and just having this conversation with you and learning a little bit more about you. You're admirable as a man. You can see the fundamentals, the things that's important to you. It's important to us. It's important to Richmond. It's important to the world. Like I said, you've been very good at putting yourself out there in a way for people to receive you and benefit from your artistry and your life. So, like I said, I try to pride myself on the intros, the questions, the time, making it valuable, but also the closing, because no better way than to close with you pouring a little bit more of that drink. You know
yeah, that's a fact.
a little bit, just a little bit, and then we can close out. And thank you for all those out there who continue to message, support, and share the podcast. If you want to know how you can help, we need some money. We need support, okay? And we need sponsorships. And I say that from the standpoint that there's services that I can provide for you. And I could get into that. I'm going to get into that more later in some other podcasts. But we need your support. Sponsorships, they're welcome. I don't want your money if you're not good business though. So I mean, I have integrity. I also want to give some other shout outs to some folks in the room. Community 50/50, which is an organization I support. Been affiliated with Zenobia Bay for a long time. We have a lot of core values that we share. Her nonprofit organization is doing great things, Nick. I'd love for you all to follow up. She got a program, Lyrics and Beats, over in Highland Park. And it's just kids with energy and just drive. They coming in there a couple days a week, and they're doing hip hop critical workshops. They got programs going. You're not just a rapper. You're a hip hop artist. I mean, I feel like having a conversation with you about philanthropy and community service seems like down your lane.
You know what's crazy is me and Radio been talking about putting together some like writing workshops. You know what I mean? We can just kind of like. People come in there with their records, like get some constructive criticism, some feedback. Maybe, you know what I'm saying, we can work on some wording or whatever. But yeah, we've been looking into that, good. Talking about something like that. We definitely want to do more, and I would definitely like to do more with. It's kind of like inspiring the next generation to be able to express yourself, right?
Yeah.
Through a lot of different mediums. For me, music is the medium.
Yeah.
But I feel like. Just being able to express yourself can help a lot of people. A lot of people have different sorts of mental things they go through.
Yeah.
And just being able to know how to get it out is powerful for a lot of people.
But I'm glad we put that in the air. You know what I'm saying? Someone out there who's listening, hopefully you can receive that and you can follow up with Zenobia Bay, Community 50/50, the Hip Hop Critical Workshop. It operates at a 6-pick. The Randy Wilson podcast is really all about spreading love, spreading support, uplifting and empowering people in the community. I'm hopeful that we can use the platform here to help you, and meaning you, the audience, with your future endeavors. So shoot us your thoughts, shoot us your ideas, shoot us your support, and subscribe. All right, that's all from us here with the Randy Wilson podcast. Coming up next on the podcast, should I tell them? It's going to be a crazy next podcast. I'm not going to tell you yet. I'm going to hold that off because right now it's all about Nickelus F. But, yo, understand that we're going into a new season, a new direction with the podcast. And this is great because this podcast is going to create a lot of energy. I know it. And the next person that comes behind you is not going to be... I'm glad you came when you came.
Mm-hmm.
I'm glad you came when you came because the next person... is another person such as yourself with a big national presence. And so some people are going to look at the podcast and be like, hey, get there, look, man, I'm grinding. You know what I'm saying? I'm doing all this for, I'm putting all my money, my time, my effort, my energy into this. I'm investing in the other people. This stuff ain't cheap. You know what I'm saying? And my goal is that God will give favor to me because of my intentions, genuinely being in the right place about trying to spread positive energy. So it's a blessing to have people like Nickelus F, Radio B, Red Rum, Young Money Young, artists, you know. But this will be the last artist interview for a small period of time just because it's a culture and society-based podcast, music being part of the culture. It's one of those things, but we talk beyond the music, and like, you know, the corporate people get mad when I talk like this. So, you know, I'm ready to talk to them about it.
Yeah.
Let's talk about now how we can really bridge this medium because some of your corporate dollars could help us grassroots folks here on the ground really even do more work, produce more content. So that's it from the Randy Wilson Podcast. We'll see you in about a week.